Nation. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Abby Reed. We begin tonight with breaking news. Lubbock police are on the scene of a shooting in South Lubbock. It happened around 9:45 this evening in a home in the 2400 block of 93rd Place. We're told a 27-year-old was shot, but other than that, police aren't releasing any other information. KCBD News Channel 11 has a crew on the scene. We'll pass along more information as soon as it becomes available. In other news tonight, Governor Rick Perry is on the trail in his second week as a Republican candidate. The governor spent his day in the key primary state of South Carolina. And while President Obama is enjoying some downtime on vacation, he hasn't taken his eyes off of the competition. Brian Moore has a story all new at 10.
Before heading off on his vacation, President Obama taped a message blaming Washington politics for blocking legislation that could put America on the road to recovery.
The only thing preventing us from passing these bills is the refusal by some in Congress to put country ahead of party. That's the problem we have right now. That's what's holding this country back.
As the president continued his 10-day retreat on Martha's Vineyard, the Republicans who want his job were hard at work on the campaign trail.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next president of the United States of America.
Texas Governor Rick Perry started his second week as a candidate in the key primary state of South Carolina. He has created headlines with his attacks on the Fed and global warming. But on Saturday, Perry focused on the Obama administration.
They inherited a bad economy and they made it worse. They inherited an unemployment rate, but they made it higher.
Perry is polling well, but Mitt Romney and Michelle Bachmann have a sizable head start in organization and fundraising, the life's blood of politics. Brian Moore, NBC News, Washington.
After a week on the road, Governor Perry is back in Texas tonight. Governor Perry was greeting supporters in Austin during a welcome home ceremony earlier today. Before going to South Carolina earlier today, Perry was in Iowa and New Hampshire. Just last Saturday, you'll remember, he announced his plan to run for president. Earlier today, he picked up key endorsements from David Wilkins. He's the former U.S. ambassador to Canada. Back here at home, Lubbock police are investigating an aggravated assault and robbery. The call came down just after 6 last night. Police say a victim went to University Medical Center after having been assaulted. Shortly after that, police sent a crew to a home in the 400 block of Klein, that's near 4th Street. They were investigating what they believe was a robbery, which may have led to that assault. Police aren't releasing any other details than that. No word tonight if any arrests were made or the condition of that victim. 3 years after the crime, Lubbock police continue their investigation into the murder of a woman whose body was found dumped in a field. 29-year-old Monica Adams was found dead near North Martin Luther King Boulevard in Bradley back on August 20th, 2008. Investigators say she suffered blunt force trauma to the head, and police believe Adams, who was from Brownfield, disappeared between August 15th and August 16th of that year, but other than that, no arrests have been made. But the search for her killer continues tonight. If you have any information, call the crime line at 741-1000. The investigation continues tonight into a hit-and-run accident that left a Lubbock motorcyclist dead back in July. According to an affidavit for a search warrant, 25-year-old Sammy Ortega of Lubbock admitted to Lubbock police that he was driving a vehicle suspected of hitting and killing 34-year-old Jose Trejo. The accident happened last month. Police found the suspect vehicle with blood and hair on it, and the vehicle's condition was consistent with the scene of the accident. Ortega has not been charged or arrested in connection with the accident. For more information on this story, just visit kcbd.com. Tonight, Lubbock police are still looking for a man suspected in a home invasion and an attempted robbery. Lubbock police are looking for a man fitting this description. Take a look. He's described as an African-American man between 25 and 35 years old. Police say he is tall with a medium build, about 250 pounds. He has brown eyes. He's wanted for the home invasion last month in the 6400 block of 33rd Street. If you have any information, call the number on your screen, the crime line, at 741-1000. Turning now to the weather, same story, different day, hot, dry, and breezy. Let's check in with Carrie Allen, who's joining us from the First Alert Forecast Center. And just a while ago, you told me there's a little bit of color on the radar.
We've got a few showers and storms to our west tonight. We'll look at Super Doppler HD3, and we'll show you what's going on right now. You can see we have showers and a few thunderstorms in New Mexico and the Panhandle region. I'm encouraged by that because That's a sign that maybe some of our area will see a little bit of rain overnight tonight. Heaviest rain is north of I-40 near Dalhart and extending to the north of Tucumcari, but you'll see additional showers and storms stretching further south from the Clovis area to Portales, between Roswell and Portales, and also to the south of that region to near Lovington and Hobbs. These are very light showers. They are gradually moving eastward, so we will have a slight chance of thunderstorms, especially over the western half of the South Plains. You can get the idea of which way they are drifting. We had a few showers earlier tonight in portions of Gaines and Yoakum County. You can see that has fallen apart. Let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures around the area. You can see the airport now sits at 85 degrees, humidity of 32%. There's your almanac for today. It was 97 degrees for your daytime high, so it was a very hot afternoon, but not a record, obviously. And when we look at your forecast, we expect temperatures to climb into the upper 90s again. Very hot temperatures, and maybe a stray thunderstorm again tomorrow afternoon. We'll have more coming up in just a few minutes, Abby.
Thank you, Carrie. Well, there's one more day to rack up the savings during this tax-free weekend. Stores in Lubbock were packed today as shoppers took advantage of the savings. The tax break applies to items like clothes and school supplies so long as it's under $100. By the way, tomorrow is the last day for the tax-free holiday, and many shoppers have come from out of town even to get in on the savings.
Well, we actually came from Midland, and we got here about 9 a.m. We've been here about, 4 hours. We came for my son to shop.
People save quite a bit on tax-free weekend because not only do we run a good circular, a lot of sales out there, but also the tax break on top of that really drives the business.
Driving the business for sure. Well, this weekend is one of the busiest weekends for businesses with the tax break and back-to-school shopping. Texans are expected to save up to $62 million on state and local taxes. A three-day music festival is underway in Snyder tonight, honoring Corporal Daryl Campbell. He's a Snyder police officer who was shot in the line of duty. That event kicked off last night, and so far it's been a big success. Several bands are on the lineup today and again tomorrow. Tickets are $25 at the door, and all the proceeds will go to help with Corporal Campbell's medical bills. For more information about the bands who are performing and what's scheduled to take place, just log on to our website. Visit kcbd.com. Back here in the Hub City area, car lovers were revving up their engines for a good cause today. Today was the 29th annual Mustang Roundup and Car Show. The event took place at Lubbock's Wayland Baptist University campus, and there car owners showed off their wheels and their engines and whatever else was under the hood. Mustangs, motorcycles, and other classic cars and pickup trucks were all on display. In addition to all the fun, United Blood Services held a blood drive, and the South Plains Food Bank was also on hand collecting school supplies for their Stuff the Bus campaign. Lacing up their sneakers and pounding the pavement, today area high schoolers worked to raise money and awareness for domestic violence. All Lubbock ISD high school cross-country and track teams partnered up with Women's Protective Services for this year's back-to-school 5K bash. Now, the run was held at the Coronado High School track, and as part of their entry fee, runners donated items to WPS. Donations were also taken to help sponsor area teams for their competition runs later in the school year. And over at May Simmons Community Center, the second annual back-to-school kickoff brought out local students and their parents this morning. The event featured carnival games, live music, door prizes, and of course lots of food. Local businesses and organizations donated some 1,500 backpacks and school supplies that were given away to students who will need them when school starts come Monday. The event was free to all of those who attended. Well,